Quick shout out to Sengoku for saving this man's life. Bro saved him from getting nuked in the face. Alright, but seriously, now I'm going to be going over the latest chapter, that is chapter 1080, which is titled The Legendary Hero. Now the chapter is set in Pirate Island. There's a group of pirates getting all excited after looking at Koby's wanted poster from Cross Guild. And my guy Koby got 500 million berries on his head, basically making him comparable to a Dressrosa Luffy. Bro's got that GTA 5-star wanted level. It's interesting to see that Cross Guild aren't just basing these bounties off of their rank and power, but they also take their popularity into account. The only reason why they issued Koby's bounty this high is because he's labelled a hero. And this label is also significant for another reason, and we'll get onto that later in the chapter. Now, the fact that Koby escaped and he's out of his prison cell is very interesting. I feel like Oda is trying to set something up here. We may get some sort of Impel Down-esque breakout with Sword on the outside pushing the Blackbeard pirates, and from the inside we got Koby and the prisoners, almost cornering them. This is also a good opportunity to see who else the Blackbeard pirates have captured, aside from Koby, Pudding and Gecko Moria. We also see the other prisoners thanking Koby for releasing them, and like I said, this will definitely be important later on. Now in response to Koby's escape, we see Shiryu calling out Pizarro saying that he could have caught Koby. It's now revealed that Pizarro has the Island fruit, and just from the name it sounds OP as hell. A lot of leakers on Twitter have explained his power. Essentially he can control the island. He can become one with the island, which is basically what we see here. He's merging his face with the wall. He's basically a buffed up Pika. Now, in response to Shiryu, Pizarro says that he will capture Koby later because Teach finds him annoying. This could be hinting at Koby's abilities and powers, which Teach finds annoying. Koby definitely has some interesting abilities. It's clear that Pizarro cares about keeping the damage level on the island as low as possible, and this is further reinforced when you see him shut down this ugly guy Vasco Short for saying that he wants to burn down the city. I mean seriously, look at this guy. Getting drunk is the least of his worries. It's revealed that Vasco Short has the glug glug fruit with— whoa, that sounds so sus. Basically he's a liquor human. By the looks of it, it seems like he can turn anything into alcohol, including the air, which is why he's able to make these bubbles. And of course this will get anyone drunk. When the Straw Hats face off against the Blackbeard pirates, Zoro's gonna love fighting this guy. Imagine if you get to see a drunken fist Luffy like we did with Kaido, that would be jokes. Anyways, these three aren't directly doing anything about the situation at the moment. Instead they wanted to call upon Wolf, but his ass is asleep. And it's also now revealed that he has the giant fruit, which makes sense. And now the next panel looks absolutely cold. We see Koby dodging these bullets whilst being held down by the weight of the cuffs. I mean, Koby's observation haki must be top tier. And whilst Koby is dodging these bullets, we get a flashback with him and Blackbeard after he's been captured. We see Blackbeard sitting on his couch. I mean, come on, he could have spent that ace bounty money a little bit better. Anyways, we see him gassing himself up, getting all horny, saying that he's gonna become the king. And that's because he's revealing his plan behind capturing Koby. Blackbeard wants to negotiate a deal with the world government, in which he frees Koby, and in return the world government officially recognize Pirate Island as a country and Blackbeard as its official king. Now Blackbeard of course has a bigger intention behind this. My guess is that he wants to become an official king because that way he could force a new reverie meeting and he can have all the Celestials and high ranking officers in one place. His plan could be based around this. Then Koby explains that his plan won't work because the government wouldn't buy into his act of terrorism, and also because he's a member of SWORD. And now finally after 10 years we get to see the GOAT Aokiji. Aokiji basically explains that the SWORD members are technically Marines, but they're technically not Marines because they don't follow the Marine code. Therefore that makes them disposable and they can act independently. They're able to attack Yonkos without the permission of the higher authorities. Now Blackbeard takes this lightly. He says it doesn't matter. As long as Koby is labelled a hero, the Marines can't let go of him. But now with this in mind, I want to bring up an interesting theory. Now it's likely SWORD will succeed in their mission of rescuing Koby. Therefore Blackbeard's bargaining chip with the world government would be gone. But now here's the thing. Currently Blackbeard is fighting Law, and it's likely that he will beat Law. Now I'm proposing the idea of what if Blackbeard uses Law as a bargaining chip since Koby has escaped. Handing over a pirate to the Marines that not only has one of the most sought after fruits but also a 3 billion berry bounty is very convincing. Blackbeard may just get what he wants, but instead of using Koby he would use Law. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. And now fast forward to the present, we see that Perona was the one that freed Koby. Honestly, you gotta give respect to Perona. She came all the way to the New World into Yonko territory just to free Gecko Moria. I mean, on the surface, a lot of people don't like Moria, but you have to admit that when you go deeper than that, he does have a good relationship and bond with his crew. Now what's interesting is that Perona says that she will free Koby only if he helps free Moria, who's in the inner prison. So the fact that Koby is now free must also mean that Moria is free. And I do think that Moria will join in on this battle to get his revenge for Absalom. So in the next Hachinoso based chapter, I do think we will see Gecko Moria. And now the gang has pulled up. We now start to see members of SWORD being introduced to us. And the first one we're introduced to is Suru's granddaughter. Her name is Kajaku and she possesses the whip fruit. And just from first impressions, she looks quite cool. She's able to control whatever touches her whip, which is what we see here with the buildings. Oda is definitely racist. And now, just as Koby's got cornered by the pirates, he gets saved by the sniper Hibari, who looks to be using a Vegapunk made weapon. It definitely looks like her gun possesses a power of a devil fruit, but honestly, it would be good to see a Vegapunk made weapon in action here. It doesn't just portray how much of a genius Vegapunk is, but also reinforces the fact that the Marines and Sword rely on him heavily. And now we get to see the Drip King, Prince Gross, who has the Goo fruit, which basically makes him a clay human. He's watching on as he gives instructions to the rest of the Sword members who are on a ship, which include the likes of Tashigi and Helmeppo. And now in proper Thousand Sunny style, we see the ship has been launched into the air, and everyone looks up in the air as they crap themselves upon seeing the hero of the Marines, Garp, who's low-key giving off Gear 5 vibes here. He then uses Galaxy Impact and punches the air with probably the biggest Advanced Conqueror's haki feat we've seen in the series. And the attack destroys a whole town. Honestly, you guys need to stop downplaying Garp. He has no devil fruit, no weapon, he's not from some special race, he's not even in his prime. And he's doing this. And you got to remember that the admirals are even stronger than this. It was stated that the OG admirals were the strongest forces in the navy, which didn't include Garp. So this feat definitely upscales the admirals. But now I gotta ask, where the hell is my guy Bogard? There's no way that Bogard isn't also a member of SWORD. He's also the right hand man of Garp, and we know that anyone that surrounds Garp is also in SWORD. There's still a possibility that he is on the ship, but it's weird how Oda didn't show him alongside Helmeppo and Tashigi. And now this has conjured a theory in my head. I think there's a good possibility that Garp has sent Bogard and other members of SWORD to help Law in this fight against Blackbeard. Now we all know of the popular theory that Law is a part of SWORD, and this is something that I also believe in. I believe that Law's fight with Blackbeard and Garp's attack on Hachinoso is all coordinated by SWORD. This is all part of SWORD's plan so that they can get Blackbeard out of Hachinoso so that Garp can go in to save Koby. But I also think that Garp has sent reinforcements for Law, and these reinforcements are being led by the GOAT Bogard. Honestly, I got Bogard above Yonko Commander 1 level at least. I'm not saying I think Bogard is going to go toe to toe with Blackbeard, but he will definitely take care of Blackbeard's commanders for Law. Now, if what I'm saying does turn out to be true, then Blackbeard is definitely against the ropes here. The three remaining notable members of his crew that we don't see in Hachinoso or on the island is now Aokiji, Devon and Lafitte, who are definitely on that ship to Egghead. Now, whatever the purpose is of them going to Egghead, there's one thing that is very likely. Aokiji may even betray the Blackbeard pirates there. That means Blackbeard may take an L on Egghead as well. Blackbeard is in some serious trouble, and soon I'm going to be making a video that surrounds this topic, so look out for that. One thing that I forgot to talk about when I brought it up is Aokiji's reaction to finding out that Koby is in SWORD. He did have a surprised sort of look. I mean, I don't know why bro is acting confused when he's definitely a part of SWORD too. I honestly just think this is an act from him. He definitely knows what SWORD is, and he definitely knows that Koby is a part of SWORD. And he did even explain the concept of SWORD to Blackbeard. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of the chapter. I'm definitely giving this a 10 out of 10. But now I'm going to end this video here, and I'll see you guys next time.